just rolling. Day in the life of truck and chubby.
Yo, what's up, man? What's going on with it? Watch out for the Arizona Cardinals. And here is why you probably need to, right? Because they coming. They are right there completing 64% of their passes last year as a total offense. Kyler Murray was dang right. I mean, Kyler Murray was so close to going off last year. It was ridiculous. Like some people would say, like, oh wow, close Kyler Murray. How close was Kyler Murray to I think it was like close to 1,800 yards last season that he accounted for the passing yards in last season. And which ain't bad. And we seen the offense look like it was getting better when Kyler Murray came back, although it didn't look bad when he was gone, which is leaving us some questions for some people like, oh, do you really want him there or not? But I think they're gonna go with Kyler Murray without a doubt. And especially seeing the money they gave him, you can probably, almost bet that he's going to be the quarterback until, he doesn't perform well. However, they just went and got 3 undrafted rookie free agents to get them a round of applause because a lot of guys, it seems like a lot of guys, a lot of good talent, I should say, went undrafted. I would say that Xavier Weaver was a diamond in the rough, coming in as an undrafted rookie free agent. I would say that Drake Nugent was a diamond in the rough as a rookie free agent. And also, I believe who do we get? I got the Steelers. I can't remember all the names. Oh yeah, Jacoby Wyndham from Michigan State. The linebacker, he's a diamond in the rough, and we got him. So a lot of undrafted rookie free agents. I mean, Jalen Warren, our running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was a undrafted rookie free agent. They come in and they're valuable assets to teams. Xavier Weaver can be that for the Arizona Cardinals. They had 3,430 yards passing last season as a team. Like I said, Kyler Murray was produced like almost 1,800 of those passing yards when he came in with this couple of weeks or whatever. Towards the end of the season, the last half of the season, we should say, right? And that's a good thing because now you got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Tyjon Palmer from UAB, you got Xavier Weaver. Now, me speculating, putting a 10-foil hat on and saying that Xavier Weaver goes ahead and he starts and he makes it on the depth chart for receiver. That can be that receiving room already jumped up a notch with just those 3 rookies. We know that receivers was deep in this class, in this draft class. And those 3 receivers are producers, nonetheless. They play unselfishly. They know how to. And I know a lot of people think like Marvin Harrison don't. I mean, yeah, he played with some guys up there. Yes, he did. He played with some guys up at Ohio State, and they all helped each other out. And I believe that these 3 rookies could come in and help out. But let's just say they don't. You know what I mean? And they're there, and they're special teams. Xavier Weaver can help that way because special teams is going to be important in the NFL this year. Now, they had 12 interceptions, 18 passing touchdowns. That has to go up. You know what I mean? And that is probably some people thought that Marvin Harrison Jr., that pick was to sell tickets. Well, I think it's because you got to have more than 18 passing touchdowns. You know what I mean? And they ran the ball effectively. They ran the ball well, really well. Let me get them let me drop a bomb on that. They ran the ball really well. You hear me? They were 4th in the NFL in rushing yards, period, last season. They only, in their offense, only let up 3 more sacks than the Baltimore Ravens. And why am I talking about the Baltimore Ravens? Because, well, the Baltimore Ravens made it pretty far deep in the playoffs, did they not? You know, and here's the Arizona Cardinals with the record that they had, and you're like, what? How? You know what I mean? And you're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, like, how's that even possible? They only let up 3 more sacks. Yes, yes, they did. It could be, and it's because they ran the ball really well. I hope that they do not abandon the run, grabbing up Trey Benson, that train, and having James Conner in that backfield. Them two together. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's really, they have the potential to be one of the best running back tandems in the NFL. Let me be clear about that. Yes, they do. They do. Those two guys right there. Um, I would say, James Conner, he's north and south just because he's his body's getting older. The NFL years his body is taken. He's not older, he's not old, but the wear and tear on the body, running up there. And when he first came in, at Pittsburgh, he was just known for just bruising north, south, boom, boom, boom. And that's what he's known for now. And Trey Benson is the same thing, a little bit more shiftier, a little bit more agile. And those two is the perfect match. And I hope that they, hand the ball off really well. Kyler Murray stung people with his tight ends, and having Tip Reeman there with his tight ends. I mean, Tip Reeman and on top of it, it's looking up for them. And that's why I want y'all to watch out for them. If your favorite NFL team is going to play the Cardinals, I know people are like, "Wow, they did good in the draft." I believe Mel Kiper gave them an A. I think I gave him an A just off of the three guys that I talked about. I didn't even mention um Tajon Palmer. I didn't even mention him. I think I only mentioned what it was a Marvin Harrison, like I said, Trey Benson and Tip Reeman from Illinois, the tight end. I didn't even mention him. And then um, Jaden Davis, the cornerback from Miami. You grabbed him with their last pick. Another cornerback, Elijah Jones from Boston College. So they grabbed Max Melton, the cornerback from Rutgers. I don't like Rutgers is no, these teams don't win sexy. They don't win a lot of games. You can't forget that they're in the Big Ten. You can't forget that. You just can't forget that. Okay, yeah, they're like okay, they're right there. And these guys, they produce, they develop good football players, right? But the edge from Missouri, Darius Robinson, went over a lot of people's heads, right? So people saying Darius Robinson, the edge from Missouri. Let's not forget that Missouri had a defense, and that was a defensive rumble that they had when they played against Ohio State. That was a defensive rumble. That was a defensive game. And Darius Robinson was the edge on Missouri. Let's not forget that. Chuck and Chubby said that Missouri Tigers was one of the most consistent defenses in the SEC last year. And that's just to me, in my opinion, off of my hypothesis. Now, if you want to go statistically, no, they weren't statistically. But when you watch the games, how they played, it was like week in and week out, you knew what you were getting from Missouri. That's why Missouri almost, a lot of people were thinking that they got a chance against Georgia last year because of that. And correct me if I'm wrong, because of that alone. And he was on that defense. So you say to yourself, okay, now you know he's not going to be another JJ Watt. No, there's only one JJ Watt. No, he's not going to produce that. But he's going to give them what they need in that position. And all that is more pressure. They need more pressure. They got cornerback depth, right? They went and addressed that very strongly. And let's not forget the safety they grabbed, Demerson from Texas Tech. Like some people just think that, and I'm guilty of it, right? I'm guilty of it. I am. The Big 12 ain't this. The Big 12. Well, the Big 12 had arguably some of the best running backs in college football, besides Cody Strader, which is I'm like, okay, but honestly, let's just call it what it is. I mean, they did. They did. Okay. And they'll probably have the best running backs in college football this season. Um, it's going to come down to that. And football is leaning more towards the running back type of way. It just is. And I know I get sidetracked sometimes, right? I do. But I mentioned that they were fourth in rushing yards last season. They had 9 fumbles. You got to hold on to the ball, Cardinals. Got to hold on to that rock. You just got to. But the thing is they they were the best in 20 yards or more rushing the ball, the best in the NFL, hands down. And a lot of that had to do with, I think it was Dobbs when he was scrambling. He was getting busy last year. Dobbs was getting busy. He just was before they got going to the Vikings. He was getting busy last year. He was like, okay, I'm going off. And but some of that wasn't. But either way, they had 20 plus yard rushes in the NFL, right? So that's just the most, hands down. And they were second and 40. They were second and 40. So they ran the ball well. And that is the key to the Arizona Cardinals success. And that's why you better be watching out for the Arizona Cardinals, because they adjusted their needs on defense. I believe they had a good draft, and so does some experts. I mean, we just based off of the talent that they've picked up, the guys and the attributes and what these guys can do. Now, will it translate over to the NFL? We don't know. We just hope it does, because it's just exciting that, it's so exciting that it's becoming harder and harder to evaluate these teams, because these players are coming in developed with so much talent. And these guys, and some people are saying to yourself, well, why aren't they going after a lot of these schools that you think? Because being honest, some schools develop talent better. Okay, just because a college or university doesn't win a national championship or is in the college football playoff does not mean that they do not develop good football players. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, is you want to win. And you want to develop player that understands, can identify the mic on the offensive line, that knows how to slide protection, that a defensive lineman that knows his techniques, his holes, his gaps, his assignments, what he's supposed to be doing. Is he dedicated to that, or does he want to abandon his technique and his gap assignment to try to make a big play? That's a no-no. It's all about discipline and sticking to your game plan. And that's what coaches want at the end of the day. Okay, this guy may not have he might not be a defensive lineman that can run a 4 or 6, but you know what? He's always in his gap assignment, controlling the gap. He does that very well. His hands is good. And that's what they look at, for defensive lineman, right? And for other positions, they just want people that's disciplined in the mind, and that wins more than anything, because I'm I'm sure that a smart, aware player can be a better skill set than someone with just pure skill, right? Because if you can outthink your opponent, then you can neutralize a skill without thinking them, correct? And I hope I said that well. I hope I explained that well to you guys. All right, but and that is just pretty much why I believe the Arizona Cardinals will be. They no, excuse me, they won't be. They have the potential to be a dangerous football team in the NFL this season, 2024-2025. So if you got them on your schedule, watch out. All right.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shed? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.